is a bit late already, so we'll start a very short Q&A session. Let me brief about the panel discussion, what we are going to do. We have already mentioned what's IT procurement process. So it is what I would say simplifying the procurement process to provide sustainable, cost saving, better economics of scale, and increase in efficiency levels is a challenge for organizations. WAS can add real value to every organization by making the whole procurement process and much simpler and most cost effective, which is being affected by the growth of e-commerce companies. It is also the fact that every company has to get prepared for an online trading, since it is the need of the hour. Moreover, household adoption and spending on consumer technology products is shifting faster than expected in favor of gadget. Today, we have experts from the industry who are leading brands in the India, besides WAS, distributors, SIs and partners, and this is also an opportunity to be and pick up the best deals in NCT. It will be incorrect or maybe correct. Let's discuss from the panel. The topic is acquire of customers by paying money in the disguise of various products for customer acquisition. So let's welcome to know more from the panelists. Can I invite Mr. Sanjay Mehta, MD Maya Technology, Maya Intelligence, Mr. Rajesh Goenka, Vice President, Rasi Peripherals, Mr. Champak Gujjar, Chairman TAIT, Mr. Chetan Shah, Chairman ASSET. They are all the IT association heads because they are the voice of the partners. Mr. Nityanand Shetty, Chairman ISODA, Mr. Praveen Rege, Vice President ICMAP India, and we have a vendor also, Mr. Sanjay Sehgal, Vice President D-Link India. Eighth person I forgot. Anyway, we will find out. So I have not forgot. Okay. So we have thought about the topic. So the question would be, I will start with Sanjay. There is price undercutting on e-commerce portals. Booking any product through these portals has to be a matter of convenience and choice, rather than about pricing. What is your opinion, Sanjay? There is a price undercutting by the e-commerce portals. Okay, where the reseller's price, you know the price. How do you address to it?
Giving them that benefit as to you are not buying a product, but then you are buying a complete solution. So you need to obviously convince the customer in terms of the benefit that you bring as a consumer reseller and not just as a price or a box seller that we sell.
So what Praveen you would like to say, Praveen? Next Praveen.
Yeah, price cutting is there. What I feel is customers who are buying through e-commerce portal are informed buyers. They know what they want to buy.
is the real issue?
Price cutting is the issue. It's still it's an issue, but buying decision is concerned, then I think partners can give better solutions to the end customers.
Okay. So what do you say about Mr. Nityanand Sethi? What is your comment on the price cut by the e-commerce portals? What do you think?
I think I would love to believe Sanjay, and the very fact that we're talking about VAR and the value added instead of what we're talking about. So the Indian market, so we need to segregate between the consumer, what he spoke about, and the corporates. And today we are the last mile for any customer. And all the customers would love service from our end. So what we need to define within our organization is, how we could add value to the customer. And once the customer sees the value proposition, I think that is the thing. And e-commerce as such, if you see, that's a necessary event which is going to happen. So we need to understand that the marketplace is changing, the market dynamics are changing, the technology is coming here to stay. We need to know that, how we've been surviving over the years, facing different challenges. I'm sure we can face this challenge also. And we will understand that, what is our value proposition in this whole marketplace. And we'll find a way out. I think it's not a big threat as such, if I look at it.
How you would address Mr. Chetan to this issue? Do you think
I don't
it is the
see
issue?
why we only talking about it as a threat. Why don't we see this as a huge business enabler for everybody in the room? Incidentally, just to give you a background, I set up one of India's first few online PC stores in the late 1990s. When people would actually go and configure PCs online. That time it was just like catalog shopping. Today, this e-commerce is actually broken geographical boundaries of time. It's so convenient for just about everybody. Now the brick and mortar guys, people sitting in the room, have to use this tool to actually extend and enable their business. It's going to be a win-win for them. Yes, today you will be seeing disruptions in terms of people seeing their price, but ultimately, believe me, the customer is not only looking at price, he is looking at value, he is looking at convenience, and he is looking at expertise, at least in IT. So I don't see this going to be a situation for long where only price rules. It doesn't work. It doesn't work all the time. It would be an enabler for everybody here if you really embrace it in the way.
So probably Chapak sab bol sakte hain ki wo hinge to reseller market. So what do you think do you think this is the issue or it is not an issue, but it is high?
Well, I can say, just now I heard about Mr. Agrawal, Rajesh again. He said the best-selling book is Jugaad. I said it's all Jugaad. It's not actually the business going on. You can see in Mumbai, the sellers themselves are from the dealer segment and buyer are themselves. So it's not ethical business going on right now. IT and IT products are not a thing that can be only on the online. US and other countries, yes, there's some ethical business are going on. Here the things are something only buying and selling. People who sell them, themselves buy them. And future is there. Definitely it's good for everybody. Our own products will be going on there. But same time, right now what is going on, I don't think it's the right thing which is going on. And it's mainly in the bigger city where you don't have time to go and buy from a shop. Or you don't have car parking place or so it's small petra, you don't buy, I'll just click and get it done by myself. But it's small town still, Indian feelings, touch and feel is there. So I feel still it is not a time to say it is treat or not a treat. But for the industry level, yes, it is not going the right way right now. Only just those who want to just have to do the business and they want to show that I am doing 1 crore online, people are buying from me and I want to sell this my company to qualify them.
So meant to say the increase in the valuation.
Yes, I think there is something Jugaad.
Okay, Jugaad. So Sanjay has got a good experience with the exposure. Since you are a VC funding also, you also do a lot of activities related to finance regulatory things, and you also own a company. How do you see this e-commerce business in the country?
I think it's good for end customers. End of the day, I think think the resellers should take this as a serious threat. Possibly in next 2-3 years, you will see this community which is just selling 1 or 2 PCs possibly going extinct very soon. The only way where they can survive is to embrace this whole stuff by being part of this whole journey of e-commerce. So most of the e-commerce sites from Flipkart to Amazon are just a marketplace or eBay. I mean, you can open your own shops, start pushing your inventory. Now, as a value-added reseller, it's just not the product, but it is also product plus services, which can differentiate where your shop does more sale. Now, what advantage all this e-commerce marketplace gives is basically it's like a mela where public is gathering, so you get traffic easily. So opening a standalone e-commerce shop will always be difficult for an SMB guy, but putting up a shop within this large marketplace is always going to give them business. So it's like, either you change the tide, possibly 2-3 years, the small segment will start seeing across the decline very soon.
But what is the remedy you think that?
I think the remedy is going and putting up your shop online within this large portals. All are marketplace. They don't hold inventories. You hold the inventories. You put up a shop. So eBay gives you a great way to put up an online shop. Within a day you are online. You start getting traffic. You start seeing sale.
But do you think that the partners also they can come out with their own e-commerce portal?
That single portal development is easy, but getting the traffic is difficult. The cost of customer acquisition is very high when you have a standalone solo portal. While you are putting up a shop on eBay, you pay that percentage to Amazon or Flipkart. It's better than putting up an individual shop.
Let's take input from Rajesh Goenkaji. He is heading on Rashi Peripheral, where their objective is to retention of the resellers. So how do you, when the reseller is having a problem, you are saying, how do you think the retention of the resellers can be done?
First and foremost, I would say that we should first analyze what is the root cause. The single root cause is that these Flipkarts and Amazon basically wants to have customer acquisition. It's not that they are paying too much from their pocket, maybe a few percentage they are paying from their pocket, but what they are doing is they are paying for customer acquisition cost. So this in any case is not going to last long. At the end of the day, every company has to be profitable, otherwise they will perish or they will create a high valuation and then they vanish. So today, if you really ask me, none of the online players get any credit from the distributors. Even from Rashi, we do not offer any credit terms to the online people. Because the moment we sell them at say $100, they discount 10% and start selling. So the next level is that product rationalization already has started happening at the online level. That means whatever products are going to the channel and whatever products are going to online, there is a differentiation of the product. And this is a turbulent time, but I would only say that the dust is now started settling. In fact, I can quote you a very incident of today where I was talking to Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar of Chroma and Mr. Paul of Reliance. Both were there today afternoon with us.
Today, Rashi has celebrated their 25 years of journey in the country.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sharji. So they were telling me that when the online fellows came and they were very aggressive, so our footfalls also for some time went down. But then now the dust has settled and the customers, there are a set of customers who would go online only and there are a set of customers who wants to see the product, feel the product, negotiate for the product and then buy it. So since January especially, they are seeing an uptrend. In fact, Reliance gave me a specific figure that in January, February until date versus last year, IT to IT, same store to same store, they have grown by almost 40%. So this cannot happen if the online business is only flourishing. And my last very important point, I think Champak Bhai already mentioned that, is this is totally jugaad. Our estimate says that 40% of the products, IT products, being sold through these online is coming back to the channel fraternity. In fact, I have seen one partner in
Trichy Street in Chennai, where he's got 5 people sitting with laptops with multiple 50 email IDs, buying the same external hard drive at 100, selling back again to Flipkart and then buying again. So what they are doing is only doing a rotation. This will not last long and things will settle down.
Let me ask that question. Yes.
Last and very important at this VAR forum, I would say here you are all VAR. So VAR means value added resellers. That means you are adding value to whatever you are selling or promoting. So in online, what is selling is just a commodity which hardly has any detailed specification. It's more driven on price. You are VAR, you are technical know-how, you give the support, you give installation, you try to upgrade the customers. So honestly, while we have to be cautious, not very overconfident, but yes, I would say Rashi and all our VAR partners, I would really say that we should be very confident. We need to continuously upgrade our knowledge, our infrastructure, which will enable us to beat this new competition.
So, thanks. So how many people you agree with this statement from the panelist? Can I raise your hand? Okay. How many partners among the audience you sell directly to the e-commerce portal? Can anyone raise the hand? No, no one, right? Today morning we have done some survey through SpyCam that one of the e-commerce portal come to a partner, I cannot name them. इस महीने में मुझे 15 करोड़ लॉस करना है, मुझे आईटी प्रोडक्ट खरीदना है, मुझे बताओ क्या क्या प्रोडक्ट सप्लाई करोगे। मुझे इस महीने टारगेट है कि 15 करोड़ रुपया मुझे इन्वेस्ट करना है मार्केट में, मुझे मार्केट चाहिए, लॉस में खरीदना है। ये हुआ है, वी कैनॉट शो दैट। ये हुआ है, आईटी कॉमर्स कंपनी को बोला गया है कि आप मार्केट से खरीदो, उनको वैल्यूएशन करना है। We'll come after that. So next thing is I want to invite one person from the audience who can sit with the, they may accept with the panel, they may not accept with the panel what they speak. Can anyone come to the panel? I want to invite one person from the VAR. Sandar Puswani sahab. चंद्र पुष्वानी साहब आइए सर। We'll move to the next thing, guys. Do you think e-commerce is an anti-competition mindset? E-commerce portals dealing with any kind of goods has to believe in a level playing field. So there has to be uniform pricing policy. How do you think, Mr. Chandra Puswani? You are in the industry from last 30 years. How the policy has to be from e-commerce to have a very healthy competition?
A lot of people said. Hello. As a lot of people said, today yes, Snapdeal is there, Flipkart is there, all that. Finally, the customer is getting a benefit. So we need to change ourselves if we have to be in the industry. The service plays a very important role. So you have to give certain services, some value addition. Then only you can survive. That is must. If you don't think, then you will perish.
Okay, so Rajesh ji, how you think that?
As I said that as the dust settles, the product portfolios will differentiate, and more importantly, online will continue to sell few of the commodity products, whereas all the value-added products where there's more of solution selling, and I think which is more relevant to this audience, there is hardly any probability of Flipkart or anyone going too aggressive.
So before we go to Sanjay Champak Sahu, what do you think that is? Do you think this is a competition mindset?
Actually, I don't think so much about for the channel modernity, but for channel, 2 days back only, we had a meeting of our Maharashtra associations, and we just have discussed that how can we see that our channel can be so strong and can compete with the online and e-commerce business. So we are just thinking how to do some value-added things, and we are finding many products which is just not the box mover, but the product which will be very good in technology, and good pricing and helps the consumers. Like today now, if I have to buy anything, I buy the product is available. The big tab, but no, you want to change it to that style. But if my customer doesn't want that thing, we should focus on that and bring more products like that to our channel. That e-commerce will not affect us. And still in India, I'm telling you that people of IT for IT, they will come and take the field. They'll try to buy from their local partners or local people from where they will buy from there.
How Chetan sir you are addressing to this?
First thing, this entire feeling about there being not being a level playing field, this is also largely probably the work of a lot of vendors who all these years were controlling the MOB, operating price in the market between channels. Suddenly after the LFRs and the large format retailers, they've all gone, berserk, and product sales in the regular IT market for say 10,000 rupees and online, it suddenly starts selling at much lower. And they've upset their own product line. It's not that you are increasing your market shares. A guy wants to buy one laptop, he buys one laptop. Earlier you were buying from a channel player in the market. I mean, buying the same thing at a discount rate and somebody is making a loss. He's not buying two laptops, he's just buying one laptop. So all this, whatever is happening, largely can even be, there can be some sort of sanctity brought to the whole system by vendors and distributors, so that, it's a level playing field. And this kind of, as Chapati said, a lot of people are doing negative selling, that will probably get curbed down to some extent.
Let's get something more from Sanjay. He is a vendor. You have got multiple products. How you deal with e-commerce companies?
See, e-commerce obviously is a challenge to, also if you look at Windows.
As a dealing perspective, how you deal with them? How your products is sold, the difference between VARs and the e-commerce companies?
Yeah, see, frankly, it's a big challenge for us still to address with respect to as to how do we differentiate between a product that is sold offline and online. But the challenge is, if I tell you, now one of the speakers talked today mentioned that as to what is the prime reason that you are in this business for. Now, either the top line, the bottom line, or both of them. Well, I believe for the value-added reseller, it is both of them. But for an online reseller, just the top line. They don't care anything about the bottom line as of now. So even if we don't sell to them directly, it is somebody from the channel who ends up selling it to them at a plus margin, not a huge margin. But then the whole ballgame for a online site is to get acquisition, customer acquisition. But then, at the end of the day, they have deep pockets, but they don't have bottomless pockets. So someday or the other, this finance from where they're getting it will get choked up. So it's just a question of how soon and when does it happen. So that's what we're trying to understand also from the, today, in fact, a lot of online players, they have started approaching us directly because even they are feeling the pressure with respect to earning bottom lines. You may start a process, but then the process has to continually run if they intend to run for a period of time. Nobody, now they have got employees on payroll, they have got inventory they have to manage, they have to meet customers' expectations. The customers become demanding more day by day. So how do you manage all this? You need bottom line. So this obviously is going to lead to a problem to the online side in the near future. And for us, obviously, we would have to differentiate by having some SKUs which are offline SKUs, some SKUs which are online SKUs, and try and maintain a price parity between the business models themselves.
So let's check with Mr. Nityanand Sethi sir. It is also a fact that distributors or resellers are selling to the e-commerce portals. Still, e-commerce portals offering deep discounts to customers. How you are going to address to the VAR community?
Can I take a little different perspective in this whole discussion?
Okay.
Are we debating on the platform, the delivery platform which is e-commerce, or are we debating on a few players who are kind of spoiling the market?
Few players spoiling the market. Okay.
So we need to understand. So e-commerce is not the evil, So we need to somehow get into this bandwagon also, because that is what's happening through the world. Now, if you talk about a delivery platform, like, the gentleman from Microsoft delivered, like, about Office 365 being in the cloud and, everyone getting access to each other, so that's the way the world is moving. And the world is also moving, wherein e-commerce is a very integral part of it. So doesn't that tell us or show us that we also need to be part of the bandwagon? We need to decide how do we get onto it, and also in the bargain, make sure that our value-added services are added onto it so that the consumer can see the difference in it. Now, typically, if you look at, a few sites like a Flipkart or Snapdeal or something, now everyone talking about valuation. So we don't know where the market is moving towards in terms of valuation. $19 million for a WhatsApp, we turn our revenue model. So are we looking at a bust the same way what we looked at 2000 when the dot-com bust happened? Probably the market is going towards that. But what's more important for us is how do we survive in that particular phase? Till the time this kind of thing settles down where everyone are trying to do things for valuation. It looks like at this moment. But even if you take a look at the Flipkart model, they started out with something like for online book, then they realized that's not working, they moved on to the online retail space. And off late they moved on and they become a marketplace. So basically they are also trying to learn this thing as much as we are, though probably they are funded. So that's the reason everyone has got this feeling that they might survive a lot. But that might not be the reason, because if you read the reports, they are all looking at an exit from an IPO perspective, which didn't do well for a Groupon. So they also might be, diving down, but we need to find that, yes, services within our organization should be a core part of our business model so that we survive till this thing settle down.
How Mr. Praveen, you see to this?
I totally agree with Nityanand. What I would like to add is even vendors should take some initiative and give back end to the last mile players. That is one. Because we are the people who are supporting and servicing in mind. If they give us back end, for example, Microsoft is giving back end for installation and implementation. So that kind of thing, if it happens, then nothing like it.
How, Sanjay, what do you think that the situation?
I think the word healthy and competition don't go together. Either it's competition or you are friends.
Correct.
So healthy competition, there is nothing called healthy competition. Besides which, a lot of stuff when you are talking about value add, I understand most of them within the room started building and assembling PCs, and now they are just moving boxes. Now time has come back to again open that screwdriver set to try and see what can more be done. So for example, you got Raspberry Pi, right, which is a $30 computer, and you can do so much stuff with that. What are the things that as an innovative stuff which you can start using with Raspberry Pi? Huge opportunities lying across. The kind of engineering background what most of the people have when they started moving to boxes, they need to go back to their roots.
You're right.
Then add those value additions. What can be done? A small $30 computer can control your home automation, control so many stuff. Just try and look at things which are happening around the world. What we are limited right now within the war, or friends who might discuss is limited to those boxes.
Okay, Chandra sir, आपके से this, how you see the situation?
See, it's like this, how many of the people are still selling the PCs and notebooks, which is a box selling, but there is only 2% margin or 1% margin, right? That's what value addition. Some value addition has to be there. As I said correctly, for the Raspberry Pi, it acts like a PC. It gives you the $30, what else you want? So it has to be services. Some value addition has to be there if you have to survive.
Okay, so we have seen the situation and analysis and what is the impact, what we should do. So can you have a one-word answer from all the panelists, like do you think e-commerce has emerged as a much bigger disruptive force, even more than FDI in multi-brand retail?
In fact, it is like this, it's a healthy thing. That's what I would say. As the people were,
One word.
I think it is more challenging and motivating for us to innovate.
Sanjay.
Keep your value add going across with innovation.
Deepak Sahu.
I will say in a sporting way, or a sports example, like in US.
No example, one word.
Okay, one word. In US we play baseball, direct went there to the batsman. Here we play cricket, we need 2-3 tapas. So we'll be there.
Chetan sir.
Disruptor in the short run, yes. In the long run, it would be a huge enabler.
Mr. Sethi.
Each of a company, we should have product division and service division. That's the way forward.
SME and corporates, enterprises, they will never buy from.
What do you, Sanjay, do you agree with this?
Absolutely, I do agree with the fact that the SMEs and the corporates may not buy it from the online sites. But then if worked along well along with the online site, it's a business enabler. You can reach to a much larger audience if done the right way.
So we have to repeat now. So what is the suggestion for VARs? As per you.
For value.
Yeah, how they should see the business by not to disturb this comes, that comes. What is the suggestion?
So that's what I said. The value-add resellers should actually emphasize on the services part that they can bring rather than just being only a box seller as such. Box seller anybody can do, but then it's the value to service that you bring. That's the advantage that you should emphasize when you sell it to a customer.
Praveen, what do you suggest? What to give the message to the partner community?
I'll add to this that VAR should be always in a learning process, adding new technologies or upcoming technologies and delivering them.
There's an opportunity in every adversity. We need to look more into it, deeper into it. And I'm sure you'll find much more than you actually looked out for.
Chetan sir.
Why are we so hung up on boxes? I mean, there's a world of things to offer the customer today. With the cloud, so many other new technologies. It just doesn't matter. One thing was there for so many years, boxes. It's passing on. When you look into the future, there's so much more to do. Because the war, I don't think it ever be extreme. If you, like Nitya said, puts a product apart and looks at the services and offerings separate.
Okay. Champak sir, what do you think?
I still feel that VAR and our system will be there. It is not going to die, never. There are many new products coming on. We have recently launched 2-3 products where my partners are very happy and they are making better money what they used to do earlier also. So there's never time. I think it's future and there are many new products coming up. Like what example he gave it, like $30 products are there. It's not online, it's not branded. So that all is very good future for our channel partners.
Sanjay sir, what do you think? In this condition, will you fund any war?
So, people who will change. So, let me give you an example within that. Got my friend here, Vivesh Alani, of my close friend. I mean, he has metamorphosized himself from a small SMB supplier to an enterprise. He does business with CIOs on a large scale. So, people need to change.
How do you think, Mr. Rajesh, the future of war?
Not making yourself making yourself first as a solution provider. I think that will be the key. And we have a great future.
चंद्र साहब आप कैसे देख रहे हैं?
आपको value add.
There's no other choice. You need to value add and you have to enhance your services. There is Pentagon Raman, Sai Raman. He's changed himself from what he used to be to more than 200 crores company. He's changed. Storage, etc. All those things. It has to happen.
So wonderful, it's a PowerPoint panel discussion. The conclusion of the panel discussion would be the use of innovation in technology continues to have massive effect on business and society. We are now seeing emerging markets become hotbed of innovation. E-commerce is attracting foreign funds like never before. It may not be true that by selling in volume will increase the valuation of the company and in later stage will be acquired by the big financial muscles. All domestic measures are also betting big on the e-commerce strategy, indicating that even the so-called offline players are going to big in e-commerce. Now, I thank all the panelists for the valuable inputs. We will continue the discussion during the networking dinner, and with a great hope by the coming year, we will have more advanced system of approach for some newer approach innovations. Thank you, sir.